Hey, what's going on guys? Just before we dive into the video, I want to let you know that we have an awesome Iceborne giveaway running right now with the guys over at Gamerchic for everything you see on screen. A PS4 Pro, a year of PlayStation Plus, the Steelbook copy of Iceborne, and even the 2 Monster Hunter Nendoroid figures. If you want to enter, click the link in the description box down below. And if you want to save some money on your Monster Hunter pre-order, you can grab it at Gamerchic, use code Arekkz Gaming, and it will give you a discount, making it the cheapest place to buy it that we've seen in the UK. Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and today I want to give you a quick rundown, a quick guide on how to unlock the Raider Ride for Hoarfrost Reach. Now, assuming you guys have played through Monster Hunter World and you've, done most of the stuff you need to do, then you will already have a good standing with the Tail Riders in the other maps. So when you start up Iceborne, you will likely already be able to use Raider Rides in the Ancient Forest, Wildspire Waste, Coral Highlands, and also Elder's Recess. However, when you go to Hoarfrost Reach, you will not be able to use them, and that's simply because you haven't built the relationship with the Boboas in that map. And that's something you'll need to do a little bit later on. It won't be something you do right at the beginning of the game because, naturally speaking, you have to kind of progress, and I imagine that's partly a design choice so that Capcom can kind of encourage you to walk around the map first before you start having your Raider Ride take you everywhere. Now, I will say that I'm not 100% sure exactly at which point during the campaign you can do this, because I kind of discovered this more towards the end of the story myself. But there will come a point in the campaign where you can go into an expedition in the Hoarfrost Reach and your Palico will talk to you. As you can see in this one, on the side of the screen, I got a message from Titan, my Palico, and he says, let's investigate the Boboa for the Linean Researcher. And he says the Boboa are only interested in skillful hunters. Now, when this happens, when you leave the camp area, you will see that when you're kind of exploring the world, a couple of Boboa scouts will start following you. They'll be the ones with the little green horns, and basically anywhere you go on the map, they will follow. If you kind of go over to them, they'll burrow under the ground, but don't worry too much about that. Basically, they're just here to watch you, because it said there'll be another message from your Palico saying that the Boboa are looking at us and they must be impressed by your skills. Now, what you effectively need to do is defeat a monster in the expedition. Doesn't matter what monster. In this instance, I took on Barioth just because he was simply there. I imagine you could fight pretty much anything, but in this instance, pick on something that's in the map at the time and go through and fight it. Now, the cool thing about this, from just like a fun point of view, as you begin to do the fight, more of those scouts will show up because obviously they're starting to respect your skill. They start showing up and they're like, oh, look at what this guy's doing. And then you get to the point where as you kind of get near towards the end of the fight, you actually have like a huge group of these Boboa scouts that are just following you, and you actually have one of the leaders there with you, which is really, really funny. But long story short, fast forward to the point where you kill the monster and hang around a little bit, and then there'll be a message from the Boboas, and your cat will then say that they're impressed with you and they want to talk, so you then head back to the southern camp. That is the first camp at the beginning of the Hoarfrost Reach. When you go back, they'll be there standing in your camp and they'll speak to you, and then they'll basically say that, they've seen you fight, they approve, and they want to speak to you about a proposal. So you then go outside the camp, you follow them along the route, they will then take you over to the hot springs, you'll jump onto the wing drake, and you'll then fly to their camp location, which is just behind the cliff face, which is really cool. You then walk all the way around, you go and meet their leader, and he will then tell you about a problem they have with a Beartodus, and they'll talk about their plan and how they think that you can help them. So basically, at this point, they've then given you a quest. You can then leave the expedition, go back to Celiana, you can prep for the next quest, and you can then select this quest here. By our powers combined. This will have you hunt a tempered Beartodus. This is also a special quest because you can only do this one on your own. This is completely solo. You do later on unlock this same quest as a multiplayer option, but for the purposes of this one, you have to do this alone. You then go into the quest, and then again, the Boboas will meet you to begin with. They'll have a little chat about their plan. They say they need you to lead a Popo to a certain area, so you go out of your camp, you pick up some stones, you fire a stone near the Popo, and he'll basically start running away. He will then run to a location, and the Beartodus will then come out. At this point, it's then basically just up to you to fight the Beartodus. They will, of course, get involved throughout the fight. Sometimes they'll throw spears, sometimes they'll, place down little explosives. Basically, it's just kind of a fun fight where the Boboas will actually help you out. But you defeat the Beartodus, you then return to their base camp. They then thank you for their help. They basically say that will now be, your partners in combat. They can then help you out. And most importantly, this now means that you've unlocked 2 things. You unlock the second equipment item for your Palico, which is the Tail Rider Signal. This is basically a Palico gadget that you put down this little sort of like lighting beacon, and then any Lineans and Tail Riders will then come nearby and they will help you out in quests, obviously assuming your Palico is there. And this also, more importantly, unlocks the ability to call the Raider Ride in Hoarfrost Reach. So with this done, you're now ready. You can then go and explore the quest, and as normal, you can then call out your raider rides, have it run you around the map, and then use the Monster Hunter World Iceborne Uber service. So yeah, that's kind of it. That was a quick guide on what you need to do to get this unlocked. As mentioned, not entirely sure exactly at which point during the campaign you can do this, so the easiest way to do it is if you happen to be on an expedition in Hoarfrost Reach. If you ever see the Boboa scouts following you, then you are basically in a position where you can do this, so you might not necessarily need to be at the very end, but it is for sure something you won't do at the very beginning. So keep that in mind, work on that, work through Hoarfrost Reach, and as you're playing through, you can then tick this off, and you can then have complete raider ride access across all maps. Hopefully you guys find this helpful. If you have any questions, by all means drop them in the comments down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out. I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and also click on the little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss my next upload. Also, don't forget, you can check out 269 and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. Be sure to drop by and get involved. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.